Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of MicroStudio. I'm your host, Garrin Bulani. Welcome to GB3 Studios. This is a quick prompt live that I wanted to do. I was traveling today, so your boy's a little bit casual with the gear, but I tossed on a blazer for y'all because, I'm a virtual professional, and I'm here to help you become virtually professional also. Today, I was going to go live earlier this morning from my dad's house, and I wanted to just demonstrate what I would do as a traveling sales professional and now a remote producer and a traveling live streamer. What do I do when I'm not in the studio? I developed a company called MicroStudio, microstudio.design. If you're an entrepreneur, a live streamer, a remote producer, I highly encourage you come check out my page. I talk about the importance of virtual professionalism. And when it's time to go as a remote producer, all you need to do is grab your MicroStudio. So I got a camera here. We got the bag here. This is the MicroStudio. I brought this with me down to Regina, Saskatchewan, where I'm born and raised, to go see my daddy and hang out at his house for the day. It was really, really good. I haven't been able to see him for a little while, so it was great to go hang out with him. And I wanted to come here because and my uncle is there also. He's retired. He was in sales for his whole life, a phenomenal individual and a good mentor for me, just as somebody growing up. And I'm trying to explain to them what I do. None of my family knows what I do, which is funny because the amount of times I try to explain to my dad what I do and how I do it, he still doesn't get it. And sometimes, what's up, Will? Thank you so much. I need to give a quick shout out to Will. And it's just kind of ironic timing how we did this. Will just posted it. And Will, if you could, and if you don't, I can also put it in the chat to put the link to your video that you just released. He talked about different stages of work home station setups, different price points. And what I loved about it is he displayed the results and proofs in the pudding when it comes to that kind of stuff. I do have some opinions with the price points and how you could become better just as far as better equipment, better picture. And this is exactly what MicroStudio does. So I'm excited to show it. But anybody who values video the way I do and is promoting it the way I would like to promote it, Will, thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing the light to video and showing up as you would if you were in a business meeting. This is exactly what I talk about. And this is, so if you're new here, I want to encourage everybody, welcome to GB3 Studios. Thank you all so much for tuning in here. We got baby Juno hanging out with you, of course. So this is my home studio. This is my home workstation. This is where I have a privilege of working here. And I say this all the time, but I never take a day in here for granted, because I know it's truly a treat, and it isn't a luxury. But listen, I worked for this, I saved for this, and I invested into myself to put me into this position. So thank you so much. And I appreciate y'all joining here. Anytime you can come hang out in GB3 Studios, I welcome you. So we have a half hour on this, and I wanted to just basically what I'm going to break down through MicroStudio is what I do. So MicroStudio is a podcast in a bag. For myself as a remote producer, this is what I needed, because when we talk about having all of our equipment, we have lights, we have cameras, we have microphones. How can we take all of this with us where it won't be a huge nuisance? And I wanted to ask everybody, I'm biased when it comes to this. This bag, I weighed it. This bag is 25 pounds with my laptop and everything in it. I don't think it's heavy. My dad said it's too heavy, and nobody's going to want to transport this. So you let me know. 25 pounds. And we'll show you the results of what MicroStudio is going to do. I'm going to actually bring MicroStudio into Restream. We'll do a shot side by side. So I want to be mindful of everybody's time. So let's get down into it. What I want to do is just talk about the bag in itself. For me, quality, the highest quality is the utmost importance for me. And this has taken a long time to outsource just quality bags and knowing that it's good. This is bag 1 of 1. So I'm putting it through vigorous tests, I guess it would be stress tests and everything like that. It seems to be holding up so far. Everything I need to be a remote producer is in this bag. And what I'm trying to teach individuals is you can monetize remote production. This is exactly what the title was for this stream, is how can you monetize remote production? When you invest in MicroStudio, not only you're going to get the bag, but you're going to get myself for training. I'm doing this, right? I'm going in and helping individuals help create podcasts, remote production, content creation on a corporate scale. There's a lot of small and mid-level companies that can't afford a marketing team, and they look to outsource it. You could be the person that they outsource it to, and having the ability to produce content, you can edit everything in this bag. So I'll walk everybody through this. For the sake of the demonstration, I kind of want to just go over what the dimensions are. One thing I will say about Will setup, and this is what I want to talk about with MicroStudio, is just the real estate that a lot of this stuff takes. Real estate. Real estate goes more than just buildings, but we talk about places and how much room we have to be able to put all this stuff. I worked from a kitchen table for 5 years, and I appreciate people who do that. And that's why I created MicroStudio, to give individuals, it doesn't take so much space to look virtually professional and showing up on a stream or any Zoom call looking crispy. So demonstration, obviously, we're going to do, somebody wants to have a timer every time I say so as a filler word, we can do it. So this is about 1 3/4, 1.75 feet, 20 inches for those in the Americas. And then we got about 2.5 feet. So about 2x2 space, where we're going to have MicroStudio, and we're going to go over it. When I talk about virtual professionalism, there's 3 pillars to virtual professionalism. When you master these 3 pillars, tripod, if you will, you'll be a virtual professional in my eyes. Mastering them, you have good audio, you have good video, and you have good lighting. That's my virtual professionalism tripod. If you can do that, everything we do in this bag. So obviously what I'm going to do when I'm getting ready for a Zoom meeting, any sort of meeting, I have a virtual sales checklist. I'm rebranding this for y'all. It'll be free for you. Just need to download it, a virtual sales checklist where I check everything. So when I go into the virtual meeting, we can minimize mistakes. We can minimize errors. Technology, ladies and gentlemen, technology works until it doesn't work. Being an elite live streamer, a high caliber remote producer, and a desired sales professional, virtual professional are those who can troubleshoot the fastest. If you can troubleshoot issues fast, fix them quickly, you are going to be in the elite category of remote productions and live streamers. Doesn't come to the equipment. If you have the equipment, do you know how to use the equipment? You will if you invest in MicroStudio, because I will teach you everything, because I use this. And this bag is what I would clarify as Garrin Bulani's minimum necessary requirements as far as an investment into MicroStudio goes, what you need. Minimum requirements. If you're looking for Amazon basics, if you're looking for cost-effective items, I'm not your guy. I pride myself in luxury. I pride myself in high-quality products that I know are going to work, that I know are reliable, and that I know have longevity to them. When I say longevity, I talk about equipment quality, resale value, educational information for troubleshooting. This is what I work with. And when you do that, you work with brands. So this is not the cheapest bag, and I'm not the cheapest guy. If you want to find the cheapest person, you go find them. That's not me. You want to be the best. You want to be in the top percent. You want to blow everybody else out of the water. I'm your guy. So obviously what we do when we talk about MicroStudio, virtual professionalism, I have in the back case, this is where I keep all my laptop. Back case here, this is airline approved. So obviously I have my charger. That's one of the things on the virtual sales checklist. Confirm your power, right? I don't know if I'm going to have power options when I'm traveling. However, I have it for my laptop. When I pack my bag, I always try to make sure my laptop is charged beforehand. Okay. So what I have in my bag, we have segment what's in the bag. I encourage everybody. Let me see if I can pop this up. Nope. It's not the one. Neither is that. This. I'm going to switch the page here. I encourage everybody. I have a segment. It's called What's in the Bag. This is my released video that I did on MicroStudio. It's about a 3-minute video, but the concept is what's in the bag. So this is what's in Garrin Bulani's bag as of today. I got my laptop. I got my charger. I have a secondary monitor. I think anybody needs a secondary monitor. Best investment I've ever made. Not a best I've ever made, but as far as work efficiency and everything, a secondary monitor, especially when you're live streaming, it's huge. As we go through that, thank you so much, Will. I'm monitoring the chat. If you do have any questions and you want to learn more as we go through this demonstration, please ask. I will monitor the chat as fast as I can. However, I want to be mindful of time. We want to set this up. I want to show you everything. So let's get back into it. Thank you so much, Will, for that. Everybody, I encourage you to check that out because I think it's a great opportunity. So we have a laptop. We have my monitor. Got a microphone stand. Okay. And there'll be different options. In this case, I don't necessarily have a lot of real estate to be able to have that. So we're going to see how this turns out. Also, unofficial sponsor, Bubbly. We're drinking peach bubbly today. And once peach bubbly's done, we're going to the green apple. I have an addiction to carbonated water. I love the branding of Bubbly. So I rock with them. Okay. So that's the back of the bag. I have everything in the back there, and that's probably, talk about a 25-pound bag. That takes up a lot of the bag itself. What I like about the back of the bag, really high quality straps. You have a back strap there you can hook, but also if you're traveling, you can hook. There's another strap here where you can hook onto your carry-on bag, leverage bag, and just hook it onto there, just like that. Okay. Green apple, so good. Shut up, Will. I appreciate you. I definitely do like green apple. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite. I'm still evaluating it, but I do really like green apple. Put in the chat if you're a bubbly carbonated water fan. What are you drinking? Today we're drinking peach bubbly and green apple. Got that. So the secondary, what I'm going to do here, and this is what really makes MicroStudio unique, and the fact that it's more than a bag, it comes with customized fittings for each bag. So this model itself, I'm getting different cases, 2 customized cases where you put in there. This is where you're going to get your visual. This is where you're going to get your audio. Remember, 3 pillars: lights, visual, audio, makes you a virtual professional. Okay. So we have here, you open this up, and I'll talk to y'all. I'll individualize the products and everything like that. We'll go through it. So this is another reason why it's 25 pounds, because I have two cameras in here. I'm a mirrorless camera guy. The average consumer is not going to need this. I'm a trainer. I'm a presenter. So I need that. And I always value double angles. You want to talk about content creation. If you're able to record in 2 different angles, that opens the door drastically as far as dynamic content creation. So, and I have aftermarket lenses in here too. So keep in mind the weight. In the chat, if you had a bag, if you had a podcast in a bag and you knew it was 30 pounds to carry, would you go through this much effort? Or am I just going through this much effort because I love this space and I'm biased? Love to hear. Second case, we have your audio, we have an interface, we have a Shure SM7B. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not your budget guy. I am not your budget guy. What I am is I'm the one that's going to tell you if you want to be the best and you want to put yourself in contention of the best, you get MicroStudio, and I'll teach you what to use. I want to be the best. I strive to be the best. So in order for me to do that, I need to get the best. And that's what I did. So you have the custom cases in here. I'll put these on the floor just for now. And then, of course, the front bag, exterior pockets. This one's usually chill. The main thing that's important is we have the lights. Okay, we have lights in here. And then I have my cable bag, of course. Okay. So when we're diving into MicroStudio, about to go on my first trip with the big camera. We'll see how I fare. I'd love to hear about that, Will. And if you do need help with the MicroStudio, it's not officially launched right now. However, I'm getting the other custom inserts in a couple weeks, and I'll be ready for pre-sales. I know you're across the pond, but let me know. I'd love for you to rock this on your back when you're traveling. I think it's the best for content creators. This bag is the dream, and I'm designing it for content creators. All right. Got cables, got everything going on here. Okay, so when I'm getting into a virtual sales meeting, talk about the virtual sales checklist. What I do, and exactly this for right now, is obviously confirm physical appearance. It's not a biased thing. It's just you go and you get pepper tooth, you got crumbs in your teeth from lunch, you have a popped collar. Oh, Will, you're in Nova Scotia? Oh my gosh, dude. All right, I'll just send it to you. Go Canada. Shout out Cape Breton. I went to the as a sales rep, traveling sales rep. I spent a lot of time in Halifax, Pizza Corner, the Dome, Palace, Toothy Moose. Also Cape Breton. I went up to New Waterford, Cape Breton, did a coal bowl there, basketball tournament. We slapped up the home team, but they actually ended up winning the tournament. So joke's on us. Okay. What I have a cable bag. Obviously, this is all miscellaneous items and everything like that. So let's dive into MicroStudio, ladies and gentlemen. Every time I do live streaming, go into virtual sales checklist. Confirm physical appearance. The first one, confirm internet connection. Right now, I highly encourage anybody, if you can, hardwire your internet every single time, all the time. Wireless is anything wireless. MicroStudio, there's no wireless connections for it. It's all plugged in. It's all connected to the computer, because when you start working with wireless, that's another probability of something to go wrong, right? Even the Bluetooth headphones, Apple headphones, I had a client, worked fine, worked perfectly. 5 minutes before their show, stopped working, right? You minimize those odds when you start hardwiring everything. You'll see here in my back, this is hardwired. And I have cables. I have a 25-foot auxiliary cable. So if I need to walk around, I put it in my pocket and I'm walking around, hardwired. Love to hear, Will, where in Nova Scotia you're from. So the cable, what I'm going to evaluate the internet connection. This one's going to be a wireless connection. If you are doing a wireless connection and you're in your house, get everything else off the wireless connection. Get your iPod, get your iPhone, get everything as much as you can off of the wireless internet. So all of the bandwidth and everything is going towards your computer. Okay. Anytime you're taking away wireless from other stuff you're not using during your live stream, during your meeting, just do that. You'll save yourself a bunch of hassle. One thing that doesn't cost any money, and I appreciate Will in his video for doing this, because far too many people still do this. Put your laptop on a box. Okay. We're not going to do it for the sake of the demonstration. So please do as I say, not as I do today. But we do this because you want to synchronize looking forward, right? When you have your laptop up like this, you're looking forward at the person. You can synchronize, right? You have the laptop there. This is the picture you're going to look, right? I look down slightly. Look at the difference in my eyes. Okay. Look here, the laptop right underneath the camera. And then I can look at the camera when I'm talking. And if I have to look down on my client right now, it's just a quick look down. See how slight that is? It's still noticeable, but still slight. Whereas opposed to a lot of people, bring it down on the table. They're looking at you. Oh, cool. Hey, Will, thanks so much for tuning in on the video. I really appreciate that. And then look down to see what Will says, right? Bring it up so you can have that face-to-face. synchronize and simulate human interaction to the best of your capability in the virtual world. People will start loving it. Okay, so we have this. I want to make sure this is, turn this bad boy on. And it's going to be funny if this is out of battery, because we just talked about checking batteries and everything like that. And I just pulled this stuff out of the bag. So dead, a dead duck. So if you're a dead duck, good thing I got my charger on me. Be prepared, folks. Please hold. I have to go plug in my laptop. I'm monitoring the chat. Let me know in the questions if you have. We're at the 17-minute mark. I'll start to go quicker, talking too much, taking too long. Okay, I'll plug the laptop in, get that thing going. I love it. Right before the live stream, I said I try to keep my battery charged every single time. So as we're getting that thing loaded up, obviously let's talk about the lights. I love LumeCube. I think the LumeCube is the best cost-effective lighting option for compactability. And I always talk about a 3-point lighting system. Today we're going to have a 2-point lighting system. However, I encourage, because this is very average, a lot of people don't even have a 2-point lighting system. A lot of them just use one ring light, which you got to stay away from at all costs. I love about LumeCube is it's adjustable, so you can get different heights, different dynamics. So we'll get that set up there. We'll get this set up there. So we got the lights. I'm going to hook in the secondary monitor. And why I like secondary monitors, especially for live streaming, you can see on my screen right now, I like to separate everything just to keep things simple. If you want to share a screen, keeping organized, staying organized, so you don't feel like you're so overwhelmed when it comes to the technology. Okay. Again, we're working on like a 2x2 space, so just keep that in mind. It's going to look pretty cramped here, but it's doable, right? Here. I'll fix that out here. So I want to make sure we'll get logged in here. Get the double monitor. So I wonder if I can. Oh, sorry, Juno. I scared Juno with that. I'm going to move this here. I just want to so you guys can see the double monitors there. Okay, so we got the lighting, and then we got a diffuser on. This is another reason why I like LumeCube, because when you turn the lights on, some lights, they don't actually have a softener on it or anything like that, so it tends to blind you. These ones actually make it a lot more simple. Okay, so before we get into the video in itself, let's get the audio set up. So we have the lighting all set up, all good to go. Do that to turn these things on, just so you have it. Then obviously we need to have a stand for the microphone itself. And then of course what I have here is we have an interface, which is extremely important when you're using XLR cable microphones, which is what we have. So I have a Focusrite Solo, holds up to one XLR cable, very cost-effective item. And then of course we have the Shure SM7B. There's times where you can save money when it comes to this stuff. I wouldn't waste money trying to save on audio or visual. So we have the best microphone in the market. Of course, we got our cable bag. We got our cable bag doing our thing. The great thing about MicroStudio is a couple plugins. It seems like a lot, but with training, and when you invest into this bag, you'll actually get direct training with me. You get private instructing one-on-one. So we got the XLR cable right there. We'll just keep that put in. You click it in, automatically syncs up, which is nice. When you're using XLR cables and when you're plugging stuff in, especially with your audio interface, when you're plugging in your microphone to your audio interface, take the power out. Do not unplug or plug in any sort of power, aka your microphones, when your interface is on. You have risk of blowing your interface. You have risk just because of the power that's going in and out. So anytime you're hooking stuff up, I highly, especially with the microphone and the interface, do it without power. Plug it in, right? All dead, no power, and then plug the power back into the interface. Okay. I'll go here, quick test. Okay, microphone's good on there. Next thing we want to do visual. So obviously because we have such a cramped location, we're working on a 2x2 step. Usually what I would have in my bag, I'll have a tripod option. However, a tripod option is not a good, so we're going to do a mount. We're going to do an actual mount on it. So this hook's just in the back of the table. And I'll clamp this on the back so it gets rid of the space itself. Ooh, don't trip on the power bar. Tripped on my laptop charger. And then of course, the secondary mount, what we want in here. Can't remember where I put it. If I have it here. I'm going to go, give me a second downstairs. I didn't put one of the mounts in the bag, so I'll go grab that. Let me know if you're enjoying this, having a good time. Scan the QR code if you want to learn about MicroStudio. Scan the QR code. Okay. For some reason, I can't find the mount. That's okay. We'll use this mount. Backup mount. So when I talk about a mount, let me go back here. Talk about a mount, this is what I'm actually going to put on here. So this is going to give you the opportunity to be able to turn and adjust your camera accordingly. So you look good. Do that. And then what we will need is the cam link for this. So I'm going to grab my monitor or my camera here. So we have lighting, we have audio all set up. Now it's time to get visual set up. What I'll usually do with these is just to make sure, obviously double check the batteries that they work and everything like that to make sure. But there is options that come in the MicroStudio where you don't need to have a power option for this. So I'm using a EOS Mark II with an aftermarket lens, a Sigma 16 millimeter. I would encourage anybody, if you are going to be buying a mirrorless camera, you can reach out to me. Happy to give you any sort of recommendations. But if you want to do it on your own, that's cool. I'd highly recommend save money on the body of the camera and spend more money on upgrading the lens. So let me check to see if the battery is okay on this. Okay, we should be good. We should be good. And I'm a huge emphasis on 1080p 60 frames a second. So you can see on my desk rig here, I'm recording everything at 60 frames a second. 60 frames a second gives you motion. If you're on my YouTube page, you'll be able to check out 1080p 60. If you're on LinkedIn right now, unfortunately, they squish it down to 720. So 4 minutes left. We'll probably go OT on this one if you're enjoying it. If not, I'm just doing this for me. I got to go get my one cable here. I'll be right back again. Sorry. Okay. So we got the cable back here. This is what you're going to hook up with your laptop. Put that in the USB. Move this over. And then we'll plug this guy in. Okay, so that's it. We're all set up, ready to go. So, not too difficult. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to open up my laptop. I'm going to bring us into Restream just so you can see the quality. So if you're just tuning in, I work with individuals to help leverage LinkedIn to generate leads, create more engaging virtual presentations, video coaching, sales consulting. However, I do like video and do virtual sales training. So if you do have interest, let me know. I'd love to work with you. Accepting a few new clients now. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just hopping up on the Restream key to bring myself in, and then we'll get double Garrin. So you can see the quality of what MicroStudio is all about and why I put such an emphasis on showing up virtually professional. Get the incognito window. Move this over here. So this is another reason why I like 3 monitors, just because it allows me to clean everything up and keep things simple. When I'm going into live streaming, I'm always doing, again, the virtual sales checklist. You want to check your audio is good. Make sure everything is all linked up. Allow here. And then we're going to also open up. Okay. Put in MicroStudio. And just overall. Okay, give me a second because we're going to be getting double mic here. Mute that so you don't hear it twice. Oh, that's why they can hear me. Mute this. You can't hear it. Start virtual camera on this. And then what I'm doing right now is checking the camera. Turn the chroma off. Turn that down. Hello, Madison. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Madison. I'm just, so right now, hang on, I'm going to turn this. I'm just going to turn microphone off so you can't hear it. So what I'm doing right now, we're setting up MicroStudio. We're just going through a 2-step process. I am making sure that this camera, I'm doing a quick audio check, or not an audio check, visual check to make sure the camera is going to be able to clock in here for us. Okay, so we have this. Go into the filters. 3.0 port. Plugging it into the hub. Do I need to get my hub? Is that why? This is another thing. So when we're dealing with the laptop, you do have limitations when it comes to the actual just ports. But that's okay. So it's registering. Transition that back. All right. Hopefully we'll be able to get this thing going. I know. I'm going to have to go downstairs and get my... So when you're dealing with cam links, you gotta have them hooked up on a 3.0 port. There we go. Okay. So it tuned in. We're going to turn off chroma on this here, turn off chroma, and then transition that. Let's bring me into the studio here. So I'm going to go to my restream, pop this up. Let's welcome Garrin Bulani into the studio, and then let's do some quick edits when it comes to this. And we won't do that because you're not going to be able to hear me. You can see how pixelated, how dark this is and stuff. And this is a really good example of actually having settings with the mirrorless camera and getting it all set up properly. What I want to emphasize is right now, especially with the restream, you're seeing this stream is 480/30. Okay. And this, see, you see the difference? This is crazy. So right there is 480/30. I haven't set it up. This is 1080/30. So I'm just doing the quick adjustments here on as far as the audio goes. So we're going to have cable A, output is, and this is all within the virtual sales checklist, what I check in. So if you do want to have the virtual sales checklist, just put a message in my chat, in my inbox, and I'll be able to get that for you. Check, 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 audio check. Check, 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 audio check. Check, 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 audio check. Check, 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 audio check, audio check. Okay, I hope this interface picks up on here. Go here. Do quick test on here. Go filters, advanced audio properties. And I didn't do a setup with, all right. Check this, check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Oh, that's why. Turning the speakers up. There we go. Now I can hear. Now I can hear. Hey, yo. Okay, so I can hear it on my audio interface. I don't know if it's going to be able to pick up. Oh, no, this is going to be bad. Hang on. The Stream Deck checking in there. I'm going to turn that off just in case we overlay. Okay. So for some reason, it's not picking up my audio interface default. Check, check, check. There we go. I'm going to mute me. the mute. You guys couldn't hear me the whole time, I bet. Sorry. Anyways, I had the mute on there. We're checking this. So we're coming back. I want to go into the lighting with this. So obviously it's kind of funny when there's no light coming in on here. I have a really good key light coming from my laptop or from my computer, sorry, and 3-point lighting system. So if I'm using this, if this is my setup right now and I'm using my light for a key light, I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, let's go with what we do. Obviously, you're going to want to set up a fill light. So this is good, but this is way too bright for a fill light, right? So now it's actually even starting to cast a shadow on here, making this the key light. So doing that, I would actually turn it down a little bit. And I'm going to put the secondary monitor here for just to cast. When I have a key light, I'm going to have this one higher up and this one a little bit lower. Again, a key light is to highlight picture that you're comfortable with. This one is to adjust features you're maybe not so comfortable with. Okay. And this is a very typical setup, and what I would, even for a 3-point lighting system, I would probably do something like this. Hang on. So if a 3-point lighting system is what I always going to recommend for anybody. And just to create a back picture. Let's compare here so you can see the two. And then I would actually even have it behind me. So you might not be able to see there, but it's going to create a little bit of a back shadow here, causing a little bit of a separation. Again, I'm going to look at this. I really like the picture with this. It's like I said, I'm a little bit more of an intimate picture when it comes to that. And these are the major differences that you're going to see when it comes to either using your MicroStudio and all the setup with it. Much better. I apologize. I bet you for half of that you weren't able to hear me. And hopefully you're not able to hear me twice on here as far as this. So for only having 2x2 space, I'm happy with this. It means messy, but this is another thing. Just because you have the microphone's cool because when you bring it up, it's closer. It's a lot more of an intimate feeling. But however, don't feel this driving me bonkers too when people have a microphone in the frame when they have, say, like a blue microphone, Blue Yeti microphone, and it's a condenser, which means condenser it can hear in all different parts of the microphone, where this is more you speaking right here and you can hear more clear. But you don't have to have the microphone in the frame to have it good. What I would do is turn the audio interface up so you can hear me more and do the adjustments. It's still an echoey feel, but it's good audio. It's good audio. And that's why I like MicroStudio, because when you want to do video and not have that, or if you want to just start doing podcasting, you can start doing this and doing voiceover. SM7B, get one. Best investment, resale value on them too. You can sell them. Michael Jackson sang Thriller on this. How many times do I got to say that? Yo, if MJ's singing on this, yo, GB's spitting on this track. Okay. I'm going to turn that microphone on. We'll put the MV7 back on here. Make sure you can hear me that. And I'm going to turn this on mute just so we're not getting double microphone on there. This was really fun, ladies and gentlemen. This is MicroStudio. If you do have any questions and wanting to become more virtually professional, everything that you've seen here in the demonstration today came in this bag. When it's time to go, when you're a content creator, traveling salesman, virtual professional, when it's time to go, come on, baby, grab your MicroStudio. MicroStudio.design is all you need. I'm going to log off on here. Thank you so much, MicroStudio, for coming in on the demonstration. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions, if if this was of value. I was listening to Andy Frisella today. I love Andy Frisella as far as a podcaster, and he doesn't do ads. He can do ads like a Joe Rogan does. All he asks is, if you're young, if you had value, if you laughed, you found it insightful, if you enjoyed it, tell a friend. I don't use engagement pods. I don't do all of this bullshit a lot of people do on LinkedIn to get clout. I'm just here to provide value for you. I love live streaming. I love educating. And the only way I can get people and get my name out I'm looking at this camera the whole time. I gotta look at this camera. Please tell a friend. If you found value in this and you enjoyed this, please tell a friend because this was absolutely fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a MicroStudio. Listen, if you want to talk business, you want to learn how you become a virtual professional, I'm happy to help you out. And I know a lot of people say they want to think about things, and that's cool. If you want to think about it, I encourage that. But if you come back and you say, hey, Garrin, remember that promo that you did? I'm ready to go on. And listen, if you want to think about it, it's cool, but you need to know
yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Ladies and gentlemen, this is MicroStudio. I'm your host, Garrin Bulani. I appreciate y'all coming out on this demonstration. I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. Take it easy, y'all. We'll talk to you next time.
That's a joke, right?